Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudhirayat
Tato Jayamudirayet
Nastaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki.
Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki.
We're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti, text number 28. Manye Tvam Kalamishanam
Manyetam Kalam Ishanam
Manye Tvam Kalamishanam
Manyetvam Kalam Ishanam
Anadi Nidanam Bibum
Anadi Nidanam Vibhum
Anadi Nidanam Bibum
Anadi Nidanam Vibhum
Samam Charantam Sarvatra
Samam Charantram Sarvatra
Samam Charantam Sarvatra
Samam Charantvam Sarvatra
Bhutanam Yanmitakali
Bhutanam Yanmitakali
Bhutanam Yanmitakali
Bhutanam Yanmutakali
Manye Tvam Kalamishanam
Manyetvam Kala Ishanam
Anadi Nidanam Bibum
Anadi Nidanam Vibhum
Samam Charantam Sarvatra
Samam Charantram Sarvatra
Bhutanam Yanmitakali
Bhutanam Yammitam Kali
Manye Tvam Kalamishanam
Manyetvam Kalam Ishanam
Anadi Nidanam Bibum
Anadi Nidanam Vibhum
Samam Charantam Sarvatra
Samam Charantvam Sarvatra
Bhutanam Yanmitakali
Bhutanam Yanmitakali Manyetvam Kalam Ishanam
Manye Tvam Kalamishanam
Anadim Nidanam Vibhum
Anadi Nidanam Bibum
Samam Charanam Sarvatra
Samam Charantam Sarvatra
Samam Charantvam Tasarvatra
Samam Charantam Sarvatra
Bhutanam Yanmutakala
Bhutanam Yanmitakali
Bhutanam Yammitakali
Bhutanam Yanmitakali Manye
Manye
I consider Tvam your lordship
your lordship
Kalam
Kalam
the eternal time
the eternal time
Ishanam
Ishanam
the supreme lord
the supreme lord
Anadi Nidanam
Anadi Nidanam
without beginning and end
without beginning and end
Vibhum
Vibhum
all pervading
all pervading
Samam
Samam
equally merciful
equally merciful
Charantam
Charantvam
distributing
distributing
Sarvatra
Sarvatra
everywhere
everywhere
Bhutanam
Bhutanam
of the living beings
of the living beings
Yatmita
Yatmita
by intercourse Kali
Kali
dissension Translation My Lord, I consider your lordship to be eternal time, the supreme controller, without beginning and end, the all-pervasive one. In distributing your mercy, you're equal to everyone. The dissensions between living beings are due to social intercourse. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Kunti Devi knew that Krishna was neither her nephew nor an ordinary family member of her paternal house. She knew perfectly well that Krishna is the primeval Lord who lives in everyone's heart as the Supersoul, Paramatma. Another name of the Paramatma feature of the Lord is Kala, or eternal time. Eternal time is the witness of all our actions, good and bad, and thus resultant reactions are destined by Him. It is no use saying that we do not know why and for what we are suffering. We may forget the misdeed for which we may suffer at this present moment, but we must remember that Paramatma is our constant companion, and therefore He knows everything, past, present, and future. And because the Paramatma feature of Lord Krishna destines all actions and reactions, He is the supreme controller also. Without His sanction, not a blade of grass can move. The living beings are given as much freedom as they deserve, and misuse of that freedom is the cause of suffering. The devotees of the Lord do not misuse their freedom, and therefore they are the good sons of the Lord. Others who misuse freedom are put into miseries destined by the eternal Kala. The Kala offers the conditioned souls both happiness and miseries. It is all predestined by eternal time. As we have miseries uncalled for, so we may have happiness also without being asked, for they are all predestined by Kala. No one is therefore either an enemy or friend of the Lord. Everyone is suffering and enjoying the result of his own destiny. This destiny is made by the living beings in course of social intercourse. Everyone here wants to lord it over the material nature, and thus everyone creates his own destiny under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. He is all-pervading, and therefore he can see everyone's activities. And because the Lord has no beginning or end, He is known also as the eternal time, Kala. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we're hearing Queen Kunti offer her prayers to Lord Krishna, and she's describing more of the transcendental nature of Lord Krishna. She's telling, first of all, that I consider your lordship to be eternal time, Kala. And Prabhupada explains Kala, this is one of the features of Paramatma. Paramatma is also eternal, without beginning and without end. So Lord Krishna is also without beginning and without end, because his body is fully spiritual. So it has no beginning and no end. So Kunti said, your lordship is eternal time. Time is a very powerful element. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, time I am, destroyer of the world, and I come to claim all people. And Lord Krishna also showed the form of time, Kala Rup. He showed the form of time to Arjuna on the battlefield at Kurukshetra. And Arjuna could see all the great warriors all going into the different mouths of the form of time, how they were all being destroyed. So Lord Krishna is time. It's one of the features of Lord Krishna. Time destroys everything. And Prabhupada says time is also the witness of all of our actions. Just like we said, the super soul. So the super soul is it's another name. The Paramatma is another, Prabhupada said, another name of Paramatma. Another name of the Paramatma is Kala, or eternal time. So Paramatma witnesses everything, knows everything, past, present, and future, right? In the hearts of everyone, Sarvasya Chaham Redisani Visto Matak Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. From me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So the Lord is in everyone's heart. He knows everyone's desire. And Queen Kunti is aware of Krishna's transcendental position. But at the same time, she's related to Krishna. She's Krishna's aunt. So just imagine the situation. If you were in that position, one of your nephews, it turns out to be the Paramatma or the Super Soul or the Supreme Lord. Very difficult. Anyway, Queen Kunti is a very special devotee, very advanced devotee, and she's able to offer these wonderful prayers describing the qualities of Lord Krishna. So she is saying Krishna is the Krishna is time, and time is Paramatma, and witnesses everything, good and bad. So he knows also our future. And Prabhupada explained, he said, everybody should understand when bad things happen to us, it's not by chance. Nothing happens by chance. There's a reason behind everything. And so of course we don't know what was the past, we don't know what happened, but we can understand by the results, by the things, the difficulties which we go through, the problems which we have, we can understand something of our past. So we get the reactions for everything. The Lord Krishna, he's the overseer, and he sanctions everything. As described here, Kunti said, he is the supreme controller, without beginning and end. And he's the all-pervasive one. So because he's without beginning and end and all-pervasive, he knows everything, past, present, and future, about everyone, about everywhere. He knows, there's nothing for him to know, because he already knows everything. And he is the controller, like the judge sanctions. Sometimes the judge will put someone in jail. Sometimes the judge will reward someone with some money, compensation. So Lord Krishna is the controller, and he's arranging for the happiness and the distress of everyone. Of course, he does it through the material energy. So Kunti said, you are equal to everyone. Right? What is it? Samam charantam sarvatra. Samam charantam sarvatra. You're equal to everyone. You're distributing your mercy everywhere. You're equal to everyone. People think, oh, God is not favorable, He's not good to me. But we're responsible for our own results. You know, people like to think, I'm a good person, I never did anything wrong. Everyone thinks, I'm a good guy, I'm good, I never did it, I didn't do anything to deserve what's happening to me. But we have to understand, we must have done something. Nothing happens by chance. And Krishna's arranging all these different things. Everything which happens to us is reactions from the misuse of our freedom. We have some freedom. Freedom is either to choose Krishna or Maya. And so when we choose Maya, then we put ourselves under the control of the material energy, under the modes of nature, and we're under the laws of karma. So that's what happens when we take shelter of the material energy. Maya, Mother Durga, carries the trident, and she's giving us the miseries. Adi Bhautik, Adi Atmik, Adi Daivik. Right? Miseries of other living entities, miseries of the body and mind, and miseries due to the material nature. All suffering. There's so much suffering in the material world. So that's the nature of material world. But we chose to come and live here in this material world. We chose to live here, and so we have to accept the conditions we're put into. And if we're not happy in this world, then we have to think how to get free, how to get out. We have to change from Maya to Krishna. Now, Prabhupada explains, the good sons of the Lord, they don't misuse their freedom. People who misuse their freedom, they're under the control of Kala. And Kala gives some happiness, but some distress also. Little bits of happiness and a lot of distress. It's all arranged by time, right? We get little bits of happiness. There's a story about the one man, he was in the jungle and he got chased by a tiger. And so he started to run. He was running, and he didn't watch where he was going, and he fell into a well. He was running without seeing, and he fell into the well. And when he fell into the well, he caught some branch of a twig which was growing through the walls of the well. And he was holding on to this twig, and he was holding on to this twig, somehow it was supporting him. And he looked down in the bottom of the well, and he saw in the bottom of a well there was a big poison snake there. And the big snake was looking, waiting for the man to fall into the well. And he looked up, and the tiger was up top. And the tiger was looking at him, thinking if the man would come out, he would eat the man. So up and down, it was all misery. But what happened was a bee came by, and a bee was carrying some honey, and a little bit of honey fell off from the bee, and it fell onto the forehead of the man. And then it rolled down his forehead into his mouth, and he tasted the honey, and he thought, oh, so nice, now I'm enjoying. So he was in such a terrible situation, but he thought, oh, now I'm enjoying. So material life is like that. You get so much struggle, so much misery, so much difficulty, and then we get a little bit of pleasure, and we think, now I'm happy, now I'm enjoying. And we sing also that song, Bhaja Hari Mana. It says, Sita Atapa Bata Barishana Edina Jamini Jagire Bipale Sevino Kripana Durajana Chapala Sukalaba Lagire. Right? It's a beautiful song, very meaningful. So the song is saying, we tolerate so many conditions, the cold and the wind and the rain and the heat and all different conditions you have to put up with. You have to go and work, and you have to tolerate all the different conditions, working long hours, and then you get a little bit of money, and you have to work in the service of wicked and miserly people. You have to work for people who are all wicked and miserly, and we're working long hours. And why are we working so much for these nasty people? Just for some chapala sukha, for some flickering pleasure. It's a very short flickering pleasure of life. The material life is like that. People working long hours just to get little bits of flickering pleasure. On the weekend, they enjoy a little bit. They can relax a little bit. But all week they're working, stressed, anxiety, pressure. So material world is like that. Trying to get happiness is very difficult to find happiness in the material world. But material world is like the prison house. Just like in the prison house, people in the prison house are not meant to be happy there. They're not meant to be comfortable there. They're not given any luxuries. They're kept in a very simple condition. It's a punishment. So the same way the material world is like a prison house. We're all being punished because we've misused our freedom. We've turned away from Krishna. So all of these things which happen to us, it's not by chance. It's arranged by Kala. Kala is Krishna in his formless time. And then Queen Kunti said, no one is a friend and no one is the enemy of Krishna. You're equal to everyone. Right? So Krishna doesn't, it's not, of course Krishna says, Namam Dush, Krishna said, I envy no one, I'm equal to all. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dvishosti na priya. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhakta mai te teshu chapyaham. Krishna says, I envy no one, I'm equal to all. But whoever renders service to me, he is a friend, he is in me and I am in him. So Krishna has a special feeling for the devotees. And people will say, then it's not equal, it should be equal to everyone. But Prabhupada explains, he says, no, he said, just like a mother, she likes all children. Women like children, but they have a special love for their own child. So that is natural, that they have a mother will have natural affection for her own child. In the same way, Lord Krishna likes everyone, he's equal to everyone, but he has a special feeling for his devotees. And he takes care for his devotees. So everyone is suffering and enjoying the result of our own destiny. And we create our destiny by the actions, by the way we live, the things we do. And people may say, well, I didn't know I shouldn't do this. Everybody else does it. But this is our karma, this is our destiny. We're put into these different situations. And we have to understand what is the proper way of living, what proper standard of living. Everyone wants to lord over the material world. They want to make their own destiny. But we should understand what is good destiny, how to have a good destiny. People often, they're just in the bodily concept of life, and they're only thinking about the body. So Lord Krishna, he sees everyone, he knows everyone's activities, he can understand the situation, and he knows what's good for everyone. And he arranges for them. Sometimes he puts people in more and more miserable, more and more difficult conditions, just to bring them to Krishna consciousness, to bring them out of their ignorance, to bring them to Krishna consciousness, put them into misery. And sometimes Krishna takes away everything, right? Lord Prabhupada also experienced how Krishna took everything away. His business failed and everything. Srila Prabhupada was thinking initially, I will do business, I will make money, and I'll give money to my guru. But his business failed. He had no business anymore. So then he realized that Krishna wanted him to preach. Krishna didn't want his money. Krishna wanted him to preach. So Krishna arranges sometimes to take away people's attachment to material things so that they can give themselves more fully to devotional service. Krishna does these things to bring people to Krishna consciousness. So that's, Krishna knows what's actually good for people. And we have to accept that Lord Krishna knows what's good for us. Our position is to surrender and to accept Lord Krishna's will is supreme. We cannot argue with Krishna. We have to just simply surrender. Okay, any questions? Yes, Hare Krishna.
This is simply humble businesses on Guru Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, mostly people cannot understand that they suffer. And so it's very rare that some person can understand that this is not a real enjoyment and so on. So how this knowledge about our real position in the world develops? Is it the Paramatma who collects this knowledge from one world to another, from one our life to another?
Yes.
How?
Yuvati Sachi Mataji is saying people cannot understand that they're suffering. Yes, it's actually true that often when we are doing Sankirtan, sometimes we will see people and we can understand they're really suffering. But, you know, the people, they don't think about it. And there was a time, one devotee's mother came to see Prabhupada. And she came to see Prabhupada, and she came in the room to Prabhupada, and she said, oh, it's so hot. Oh, it's so hot. And, you know, it was summertime in New York, and it was really hot. And she said, oh, it's so hot there, out there. And then Prabhupada began to speak about suffering, and how everybody's suffering in the material world. And it's all suffering everywhere in this material world, from the highest planet down to the lowest, it's all suffering. And then she looked at Prabhupada and said, oh no, I don't think it's suffering. I don't think it's so bad. And Prabhupada said, well, just a minute. Just a few minutes ago, you were telling me how it's so hot, how you were suffering. And she said, oh, no, anyway, I don't think it's so bad. You make it sound so bad. So people don't like to admit they're suffering, right? So Yuvati said she's recognizing that people like to cover up the suffering and pretend that they're actually happy, they're actually enjoying, but beneath the surface is all suffering, and struggles and hardships and misery, and little bits of pleasure, little flickering happiness. So people don't, why is it like that? Why are people not appreciating their misery, their difficulty? Well, because they have the desire to enjoy. They want to enjoy. They want happiness. And it's not wrong to want happiness, because the nature of the soul is to be happy. The problem is they're trying to find happiness where there is no happiness. They're trying to find the happiness in the wrong place. Just like if you want a glass of water, you don't go to the desert to find a glass of water, because there's no water in the desert. So the same way, people are looking for happiness, and they're coming to the material world. But there's no real happiness in this material world. There's just the glimmer, some little glimpses of pleasure, glimpses of happiness, very short and quickly finished. So the happiness in the material world is like that. It's actually just an illusion of happiness. Just like you have a dream. In the dream you dream so many things, and then when you wake up, you realize the dream was all illusion, nothing was real. And so the same way, people are thinking, I'm happy, but actually they're not happy, it's all suffering. So we have a hard time to convince people about these things, but we encourage them, to chant Hare Krishna and take prasadam. These two things are very helpful. Bring everyone to chant the holy name, take part in the kirtan, and take prasadam. And like that, and just like that, we don't want to speak too much about the sufferings. In Buddhism, they do that. If you go to the Buddhist temple, they only talk about suffering, how everything is suffering, it's all misery, it's all suffering. In Krishna consciousness, we speak something about the miseries of the material world, but we also have to speak about the pleasures of the spiritual world, that there is happiness, there is real enjoyment, and we can have that real taste of enjoyment if we go back to Godhead by going to the spiritual world. And we get a little glimpse of that pleasure when we take part in devotional service. When we're doing some devotional activities, we get a glimpse of that pleasure. We feel happy, we actually feel comfort, we feel good about it. Often people, they don't know when they're actually happy. When they're actually happy, they're not even aware of it. They have no idea what is happiness. The nature of the material world is so much suffering that when they get any happiness, people are not even aware of it either. So people that People don't like to admit they're suffering. You've got other people that they don't know when they're actually happy. They don't know what is real happiness. Real happiness, it's not just filling the belly, or it's not just sleeping an extra 2 hours. It's not just satisfying your material senses. Real happiness is within. It's within we have to turn within. We have to find out the soul and experience the spiritual nature of the soul. Then we can experience real pleasure. So Krishna consciousness is like that. We want people to experience real pleasure, just like when we have kirtan, chanting and dancing, people can experience real pleasure without even thinking about it. They can experience what is the bliss of spiritual activities. So spiritual activities are all activities in relation to Krishna. Chanting, dancing, and taking prasadam. Very nice activities, everyone likes it. And people find great happiness in Krishna consciousness. But material world, people struggle, they work so hard, they have to tolerate so many conditions, and they get very little pleasure, very little pleasure. But Krishna consciousness, we get happiness so easily. Every day, every moment, it can be in Krishna consciousness. Okay?
So, Guru Maharaj, and how does this knowledge develop in the mind of person from one birth to another, from one life to another? Is it Paramatma who keeps this knowledge, who keeps this knowledge?
Well, it may be Paramatma. Krishna says, from me comes knowledge, remembrance and forgetfulness. So sometimes Paramatma will give knowledge according to our qualification. If Krishna thinks we're ready, or if we're qualified to receive that knowledge, he will give us that knowledge. He'll give us that instruction, that information from the heart. He will give us that knowledge. He can do that. To those who are constantly devoted to me and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they may come to me. Krishna says, Tesham satita yuktanam bhajitam kriti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. So Krishna in the heart is the super soul. He gives the knowledge by which we can come to him. And then Krishna goes on, out of compassion for them, I, dwelling in the heart, destroy the darkness born of ignorance with the lamp of knowledge. So this is Lord Krishna as the super soul, how he's helping us, making arrangements. But we have to be qualified. Krishna does these things for those people who are devoted to Krishna, to those who are constantly devoted to me and worship me with love. Then I give the understanding. Not for everyone, but for those who are devoted to Krishna. Then he helps them. So you have to be worthy to get that knowledge, to receive that knowledge. He's in everyone's heart. Krishna's in everyone's heart. He can help everyone, but not everyone wants that knowledge. They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear Krishna. They just want their Maya. You see, so Lord Krishna chooses who he's going to enlighten. Okay?
So, Guru Maharaj, you said we should have qualification before we come to Krishna consciousness, to get this knowledge that this material world is only sufferings, there is no enjoyment here. But where this qualification comes from, if we are not devotee? Because I remember, I understood that this world is not a very, very nice place before I came to Krishna consciousness. So from where this knowledge comes from the soul or from Paramatma, or this is our samskaras from past lives?
There's the mercy of a devotee.
Ah.
The mercy of a devotee. That is the main thing. That the devotee's mercy, they may come and talk to you and give you a book. They enlighten us. So like that, we have to be receptive. So that's the main source of that mercy, is coming from the devotee. Mahat Sevam Dwara Mahor Vimuktes. By serving the devotees, it opens the doors to liberation. Maybe you do some service for a devotee, so then the devotee gives you some mercy. Okay?
And so this is Agyata Sukriti, yeah, Guru Maharaj, this qualification for understanding.
Yes, yes, that is your Agyata Sukriti, serving the devotees. Yes. Can bring us to Krishna. Right? There's a verse in the Bhagavad Gita that says, to those who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and who are freed from the reactions of illusion. Yesham to those who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life. Yesham tvantakitam papam jananam punya karmanam tedanvan moha nirmukta bhajanti mam drida vrida. So Krishna said people who have acted piously in previous life. So what is that piety? What does it mean, piety? They've acted piously. I mean, somehow a devotee said to Prabhupada, did I become a devotee because I was pious? And Prabhupada said, I am creating your piety. Prabhupada said, I am creating your pious activity. Because the pious activities mean serving the devotee. That is the real piety. Doing some service for the Krishna consciousness movement and serving the devotees. That is the real punya karma. Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmana. Pious activity, acted piously in previous lives and in this life. And are freed from the reactions of sin. Then they engage themselves in my service with determination. So we get that piety, we get that punya karma by serving the devotees, by serving the Krishna consciousness movement, by serving Srila Prabhupada's mission. That's how we get the punya. So somebody does something, maybe it's just taking prasadam, maybe it's something, somehow they're receptive to Krishna consciousness. Alright, you understand?
Yes, Gurudev, yes. Because Guru Maharaj, recently I remembered that in my youth, when I studied in conservatoire, there were a lot of Srila Prabhupada's books on the street. I saw them, and I remember these covers with Vishnu and the name of Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada on their cover. But I didn't take it. I didn't interest in it. And so many years should be passed while I become ready to get this knowledge. So
Yeah.
I saw these books, a lot of books, but I didn't take it in my youth, in my in my studies years.
That's
Yeah.
Now you've come to Krishna consciousness in your old age.
Yes, Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you'd taken the books, you could have come to Krishna consciousness when you were much younger.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I am very sorry about this. I'm very regret because so
Yes.
many years I
Right.
was lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we should think like that.
Yeah.
We should think like that. I also think like that. I also think, oh, I came to Krishna consciousness so late. I was already 21. I thought if
Yeah.
only I had come earlier.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
I
Gurudev.
if I joined when I was younger, it might have been better.
Yeah. And it's interesting for me now. Why didn't I take this book of Shiva Prabhupada? I took a lot of other books because I interested in some spiritual practice, some Castaneda, so on. A lot of other authors.
Uh-huh.
But I remember they offered me, the seller offered me Prabhupada's book. Please, maybe you can take this, but I didn't. I said no. I don't interested in it. You know, I would like another book. So, and now I remember it's very clear. It was sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I remember Srila Prabhupada's books from this time, so 20 years ago or more, when I started.
No.
So,
So much time lost, huh? You were not
yeah.
you were
So
not
many
ready.
years was lost.
You were not ready for Krishna.
Yeah, yes, Gurudev.
Anyway, now you're ready. Now you have to give everything. Fully surrender. Don't waste any more time. You already wasted so much time, lost so much time. So now you have to become very serious.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I try. I hope so. But by your mercy, Guru Maharaj, only.
Yeah. Yeah. My mercy, Prabhupada's mercy, devotees' mercy,
Yeah,
Nanda Kumar Prabhu's mercy.
yeah, yes. Now the Kumar Prabhu introduced me with devotees.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave me contacts of devotees from north of Russia, Yakutsk, Nerungri, where I stayed. So it was so great mercy for me.
Yes. Okay.
So thank you very much, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your mercy, for your kindness, for your attention.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Go back to Vrinda ki jai.
Yeah.
Today we're going to give Vaishnavi Vani second initiation today.
Oh, really? At what time?
Now, I'll give her the
Oh,
mantra.
now? Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And you know, I mean, we're not going to do any yagya. I'll just tell her the mantra, so she can chant Gayatri mantra.
Maybe Vaishnavi Mataji will come to Mayapur and we will perform yagya here.
Maybe.
Hare Krishna.
She's busy here. Don't take her away from here.
Guru Maharaj wants me to be here and do the programs, concentrate here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But Yuvati Sachi Mataji, it's very nice to have you for my second initiation. Somehow I'm connected more with Yuvati Sachi. When I came to Mayapur, she was there.
Oh, really?
First time we went to Mayapur, we were together.
Uh-huh.
And then we read every day in the morning. She wakes me up at 4 and we read the Geet.
Oh, really?
Like Goswami Ashtaga one day, Gopi Geet one day,
Brahma Samhita.
Brahma Samhita. She has very good chanting, Guru Maharaj. Very good Sanskrit pronunciation.
Oh, really?
Yes, Guru
Yeah, she
Maharaj.
studies Sanskrit.
And then
Uh-huh.
it's very, yes, in the morning we spend 15 minutes reading.
Oh.
But now recently we are not, somehow both of us are not able to get up properly, right? Yuvati Sachi, it got disturbed,
Yeah.
especially me.
Yeah.
We are, I don't know, we should restart again. Anyway.
Yeah, we will restart, I think, yeah. Sure.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So,
Guru Maharaj, I should bring my beads?
no, you should bring your handphone and you can copy the mantra because you need to copy the mantra.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can copy in my...
Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj, எனக்கு இன்னைக்கு second initiation தராரு. ஆமா. ஆமாமா. ஏன்னா டேட்டி வர்ஷிப்லாம் ஒழுங்கா பண்ணலான்ட்டு. மெசேஜ் போயிங்க குரு மகாராஜ் காமிக்கிறாங்க.
சரி ஃபோன் ஓடி தெரியல நான் ரீஇன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணி பார்க்குறேன் அட்லீஸ்ட் வாட்ஸ்அப் யூஸ் பண்ணுற மாதிரி இருக்கும்.
ஓகே சார் நல்லதான் இப்போ எனக்கு செகண்ட் இனிஷியேஷன் தராது மெசேஜ் போ.
You got your phone?
உனக்கு ஞாபகம் இருக்கா அந்த டியூகே கோடு?
Good.
Guru Maharaj, yeah, I can take this mantra, Guru Maharaj. Can I get a printout? Oh, maybe you can send to my WhatsApp, Guru
Oh,
Maharaj.
you want to send to your work?
Oh, yeah. Share? Shall I share?
Okay.
But I don't think your WhatsApp is working here. No problem, Guru Maharaj. I will take
Send
the...
it email? You
Yeah,
want?
yeah, right. That's
Send
it.
it to email?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Share. Email should come here, but it's not coming. Anyway, Guru Maharaj, I can just... oh, this mantra, right?
There's 4 mantras here.
Uh-huh.
And then there's 3 more.
Oh, okay. You can put in my email, Gmail.
Yeah.
I will take a printout now.
What's your...
Vaishu online at Gmail. Yes, this one, Guru Maharaj, right. I will see if I got get it.
Attach.
Here, Guru Maharaj.
This?
The second one, yeah. Gayatri mantra. Yeah. And the, yeah, right. Both are there, right?
Are they?
One is there. The other one? The first one?
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it again. And the first one. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Send.
Okay, yes, just
Send, Guru Maharaj. This one. Send. Yeah, right. Oh, one disappeared. Maybe my email is not there. Oh, you already sent?
Yeah, already.
Ah, I got it, Guru Maharaj.
Okay.
I'm just going to take a printout of this.
So I have to tell you how to chant it.
Yeah, okay, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, we're not recording it.